The only question I have was, were you not entertained? I keep hearing folks say that there were some questionable calls in that Alabama A&M versus Arkansas Pine Bluff cricket Swac championship. But God, I'm going to tell you right now, there's only one team that can be crowned the champion. And Coach got to give you the breakdown. I got to give you the breakdown of how it all went down. You know your favorite coach is back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. But first, welcome back to Tomorrow League Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. And if you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. That's right, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Like these videos, comment on these videos, share these videos, hit that notification bell so you can get all these videos. Not to mention, you can follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. And don't forget, guys, tap in a friend. 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell them to come on in. Number positive vibes over here. We're just having a good time talking about collegiate HBCU sports. That's all, guys. But we're going to jump on off in this thing. And like I said before, yes, I was in attendance at the Cricket Swac Championship game between Alabama A&M and Arkansas Pine Bluff. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I had a ball in the sip. Man, hey, listen, Stamps, if you don't take your behind the Stamps and treat yourself, oh, my God, that burger was delicious. That Stamp burger was the lick. You hear me? But let me get on into this thing. Hey, Stamp family, I appreciate y'all, guys. Thank you for everything. We will be coming back to the sip. Trust me on that one. But, guys, let me tell you something. When I tell you the championship game has come and gone, and when I tell you, hey, like I said before, we had a ball in the sip. Hey, listen, I got to shout out Coach Hawk. Listen, I'm trying to tell you guys, I was all over the sip. I got to shout out Coach Hawk. I read from Alabama A&M. I ran into him at Drago's. That's right, guys. Great guy all around. I just like how he comes across, man. How he just, he gets you excited about everything that's going on. This game was a tale of two halves. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Arkansas Pine Bluff, they came out in that first quarter. Matter of fact, they came out in the first half. They was on one for real. I mean, you got the DBs out there flopping all over the place. I mean, they talking a gang of trash. A gang of trash. When I tell you Solomon Brooks was trying to throw off number 85, Abdul Ibrahim, listen, Ibrahim wasn't buying that garbage, okay? He sat there, he sized him up the whole first half. And when I tell you, when the second half popped off, hey, Ibrahim jumped up in that man's chest, boy, and just let him have it. Like, yo, you can't stop me on these routes. And I mean, it just got to the point to where Akil Glass didn't even throw the ball Ibrahim's way in the first half. Man, and I'm sitting there in the stand. Matter of fact, I called into my partner off script. Hey, if y'all not following off script, please get over there and check him. I called off script at the half and I told him, said, listen, Solomon is messing around with Ibrahim. Ibrahim has not gotten off yet. Coach going to come out in that second half and they're going to go to work on him. And guess what? Ibrahim made that young man pay. I'm just being honest with you. Solomon Brooks just wasn't ready for that. Solomon Brooks was not ready for what was going to take place in the second half. Like I said before, all I remember is this. In that first quarter, Coach Maynard, let me tell you something. I don't care what none of y'all say. A lot of y'all sat out there and was ripping Coach Maynard about that whole Southern University business. Let me tell you something. I sat there and watched Coach Maynard. I am one that pays attention to details because I like to see how coaches are able to get their players re-engaged into the game where you can clearly see that they're playing flat. Coach Maynard walked up to every last one of the players on the far left-hand side of the sideline and was telling every last one of them, don't sit there and get mad. They wanted more than you. They wanted more than you. Don't sit there and get mad. They wanted more than you. And got doggone, one of the players, he stood up, he spoke, he said something. He was sitting there, he was saying something to Coach. And then Coach came back and told him, let's get it, man. Let's get after it. He gave every last one of them a pound. And he walked down the line and pounded, gave every one of them a fist pound and walked on. And I sat there and said, God, dog. I said, they checked in now. And that's exactly what they did. They went back out there and they played ball. I mean, we got blocked extra points. Well, we taking the extra point back to the house. I don't understand who in the world does not know if the daggone extra point is blocked, you fall on it. You don't try to pick it up, especially when that's not your specialty. You just gave away points unnecessarily. From that play on, you watch the Bulldogs. From that play on, you watch the Bulldogs turn up. And this was even after they had already, I think it was either before or after Arkansas Pine Bluff had got that kick return and took it back to the house. I'm sitting there like, boy, this is going to be a shootout. This game is going to be a shootout. As a matter of fact, I think I tweeted that too. Like, this game is going to be a shootout. But I'm going to tell you right now, in my pregame post, I said to everybody, I said, listen, if you can keep Skylar Perry under wraps and don't allow him to get comfortable in the pocket, he's going to make the mistakes because he has to get comfortable back there in order for him to run that offense accordingly. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Marcus, Where is Marcus? I need Marcus right here, right now. Man, I love that kid's family, boy. Hey, Marcus' family was off the chain. Do you hear me? Marcus Cushney, graduate. He's a graduate of Alabama A&M. He graduated before the game. Came out there and played the game of his freaking life. Do you hear me? That man single-handedly shut down that offense, that Arkansas Pine Bluff offense in the third quarter by himself. Marcus is that dude. Hey, Marcus is my newfound buddy. I ain't even gonna lie to you. He's a graduate. I hope he's coming back in the fall, man. And that was a great game. That's why everybody's sitting there like, Coach, you really amped up on it. Yes, I am. I had so much fun watching this game. I mean, even down to both of the bands. When I say the bands was jamming, oh my God. Let me get back to the game. I'm getting away from the game. Let me get back to the game. The Kill Glass and the Swac, as they like to say, Juice. I can't forget about Juice. Juice hit a post on Twitter Saturday morning before the game. He said, man, I think we can do something great today. He said, I'm about to do something great today. And guess what? He came out there and did exactly that. They went to work, man. I said it before. If you're not able to get Matthias Clark going in the game, it's going to be a difficult game. Matthias Clark ran the ball 8 times for 12 yards, 1 touchdown. But the crazy part about it was you had Skylar Perry running the ball. He carried the ball 18 times for 80 yards. So that tells you right there, he was making up for them running when he was dropping back to pass the ball, because guess what? The daggone Alabama A&M DBs, they put in work. They shut it down, man. They shut it down. Like his number one target, he couldn't even get to him. Harry Ballard III, he was only able to get to Ballard maybe one pass play. That's how tight the game was. I mean, that's how tight the coverage was on Ballard. I mean, Ballard had what, three people covering him at one time. So it was almost as if, Skylar Perry had to make a play. And when things got tight, it was kind of rough for him. But I mean, I gotta give Arkansas Pine Bluff defense I gotta give them their role. I gotta give them their flowers, because guess what? I said again, that defense is gruesome. And boy, when I tell you, daggone, that defensive front was getting after it. I think it's number 56, number 59, Jamal Foote. That young man had me out there cracking up, because he acted like he had cramps. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it was hot out there. And you can look at the players and tell, like, hey, if they were not in shape, that heat was gonna kick their tail, man. You saw some folks out there cramping up, man. That heat, it wasn't like that stifling heat, but it was that heat to where you would cramp up in the game. He just went to work with it. And I mean, everything that they gave him, he took advantage of it. I mean, he even got fancy with a couple of plays. They even started going to the tight end. I'm like, man, I've only seen, listen, Alabama A&M is the third team that I've seen play this spring that actually utilize their tight ends. And I mean, they was utilizing them in a big way. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, man. Open this daggone game up and get these folks out here to see what's going on. Hey, you got to stop it. That's what I'm talking about. Coach Maynard was out there like, yo, you're going to have to stop this today, because we're trying to get this chip and take it back to dad, take it back on home. We ain't got time to play with y'all. But like I said, yes, the Kill Glass threw the ball 45 times, complete 24 for 271 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 fumble that was picked up and taken back to the house for a touchdown by Arkansas Pine Bluff. But guys, I'm telling you again, I said, hey, and this is the last thing I said again to you, if Quarles get to going, this was going to be a tough game for Arkansas Pine Bluff. And that young man ran the ball 23 times for 87 yards and had 2 touchdowns. You got to understand one thing. It was all about who wanted it the most. And in the end, like I always say, discipline can either make you or break you. And it kind of broke Arkansas Pine Bluff in the end, because the discipline, all of the crazy stuff started happening. They started getting unnecessary penalties that they didn't need to get. They couldn't get themselves off the field. I mean, when they need to get themselves off the field, running into the kick. I'm going to tell you, that was a phenomenal game, guys. Trust me, Coach Walker will definitely be back at some more SWAC games. I was coming anyway, because I'm a football fan, just because I love the sport and I love what you guys are doing. And there's a bunch of great talent out there that we all should be seeing playing on the next level. So, guys, continue to keep doing the great things you're doing. Congratulations to the champions, Alabama A&M. Congratulations to Coach Maynard on your contract, getting your contract redone. You deserve it, Coach. We're about to step this thing up and do more with it. But until next time, remember, you can follow us on social media. The links are listed down below. And also, guys, be the one and lead.